Time for my pick of the show. We've made it. I'm just so excited. When we talk again about being very limited, this is the one that we're really limited in. This is the 14 karat gold box chain bracelet. Your weight here is from 7.2 to 8.6. And it's beautiful. You know what I would do? I would wear this instead of a tennis bracelet. I would wear this just all the time because I feel more sturdy. Again, it's in 14 karat gold, and the texture and the way that it looks, and to be worn with everything. Extra small through extra large in this. It's our first ever 14 karat box chain from this brand.
The first ever all gold anything from Jay, and it's been a long time in coming. I can tell you that while I was still a host here at QVC, I would ask and ask and ask, do you think we could do something in all gold? Maybe one day, maybe one day, maybe one day. I'm so lucky to be here for the one day. For the maybe one day is here. And this is really a special piece for our collectors, for those of you who love our box chain and you've asked us, can you give me that same look in gold? And it took us a long time. I'll tell you, Kirsten, the first samples that our team gave to me were a 1.8 millimeter and a 2 millimeter. And I pushed back and I said, I think it's too small. I think that we have set an expectation with this customer that if she gets the right feel and gets the right size, she'll understand it, she'll understand the price point, and that's why we're here at this particular 2.7 millimeter gauge.
You know, and I appreciate that you did that, because what I always say about you, our customer, and I hope that I'm right and I think that I am, is that you are not afraid to spend money. That's not what this is about. When we're talking about how we want the value and hey, we want this and that kind of thing, you're not afraid to spend money if you know the quality and the amount that you'll wear it and that it's worth it. And this is beyond all your wildest expectations. Is it worth it? Well, yes, it's 14 karat gold. Is it quality? It's Jay. You expect this. You know this isn't some drop in the bucket brand of jewelry. And you know how this is going to make you feel. Not just tomorrow or when you get it or next year, but for generations. This is a bracelet that will make you feel. So of course you're not afraid to spend a little bit more, to have it be that bigger weight and be what it is.
Right, exactly. I mean, I think let's talk about the gram weights here, because you are getting more than a gram of gold per inch, regardless of the length that you choose. If you get that extra large, you're getting 8.6 grams of 14 karat gold in that bracelet. I would ask you, when was the last time here at QVC or anywhere that you saw a gold bracelet and they could tell you you had more than a gram of gold per inch in that bracelet? That usually doesn't happen. Usually what happens, I mean, I can remember back in the day, we would see a big bangle bracelet, 3.2 grams. And guess what? It looked great, it was bold, but you would get it at home, it was lightweight, and because it was hollow, what would happen? It would dent. So we had to make some choices here. I want to show you, you know this 2.7 millimeter because we've been doing it in our bracelets and necklaces for 11 years, okay? So I wanted to show you, it's the same 2.7 millimeter. Those links are solid 14 karat gold. They are not going to dent. You are going to get this at home and you are going to feel the weight of a bracelet. I said this to Jane the other night. This is the gold bracelet I always hoped to find, but never did. I took my chances many times. Oh, it looks so good. I'm going to get that one. And then I got it home and I was like, How many of you have a jewelry box when you pull out your gold jewelry? Bracelets, necklaces, hoop earrings. They just weren't quite right. You tried, but it never really hit that mark of what you really wanted. So I think this is what you really want. You wanted a solid gold chain. You wanted it from a brand that you know and trust. You wanted something that you could invest in. It is an investment. I can't tell you how to spend your money. That is a lot of money. But I also know I've spent that much money on gold jewelry that's just sitting in my jewelry box because it never hit the mark. I hoped, and it never did. And this one will, because it's the one you put on. It's like you clasp it and forget it. It becomes part of you. It's there with all of those celebrations, all of those events in your life. It looks good dressed up or dressed down, uptown or downtown, as we used to say. And it's gold. It has intrinsic value. Can I also just tell you, the clasp on this is also solid 14 karat gold. So one of the reasons it's nice to have the weight in that clasp, Kirsten, and I don't know if you've noticed this in wearing it, that clasp is always going to keep the weight of the bracelet. That clasp will be on the underside, so you'll always see the look of the box chain on the top side.
Very well done.
I mean, it's just, when you get it and you feel it, I hope you love it. Everybody that we've shown it to, handed it to, they're like, oh my gosh, that feels so good. Because usually when you see a ditzy chain, you're expecting a ditzy experience.
But this is so much more than that.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know, part of me as she was talking wanted to stand up and clap. Because it's all, everything she's saying is so
no,
true.
No, it's come on down off the soapbox,
No,
Jill.
it's not, truly. Well, and what other than the fact that I will do the job as a host and tell you you can pay for this over the next 5 months, $280 a month over the next 5 months. We probably have special financing on this. 18 months special financing if you use your Q card, so you can pay for it over the next 18 months as well. We are over a third gone. There's your Q card, special financing, minimum monthly payments are required on this, but it's same as cash if you pay it off. 5 dozen is all we have left in this one, and it is absolutely worth it. I think that you look at it and you see, Jay, you know the look of it, the feel of it, the way it's looking on all of us, and you're like, yes, but there's still some hesitancy there. And what I will say is, you trust this brand. I wouldn't necessarily be so emphatic if it were a brand that we were just trying out or that we were new or didn't usually do something that had this amount of presence to it. You trust this brand, but you also trust Jill, and you've trusted her for, I would say
you
decades?
Can say decades. Yeah, decades. Go ahead.
Decades. You've trusted her for decades.
I've accepted it.
And she is somebody that you came to know and love here as a QVC host, shared her family, shared her life, and chose to really put her name and her talent behind something that she is so passionate about, not just anything, but something that she knows so much about. So everything she's saying is true when it comes to this. Having you part with $1,300, $1,400 is not a small thing, but we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you. And when you know, you're at home going, oh, I know, that's my legacy piece. That's it. It's there. It's your time to do it.
Like I was saying earlier too, Kirsten, could we have given you a bigger gauge? We could have, and then we had 2 choices. Do we go light and then you get it at home and it feels tinny and doesn't sound good? Do we make it solid and make the price point so out of reach that what's the point of bringing it? We really spent a lot of time figuring out the right gauge, and we felt like the 2.7 is that piece you can put on. It looks good. If you know Jay, you know that size. If you don't know Jay, if you try this, you'll still be like, oh, pleasantly surprised on how good that bracelet feels.
I just keep looking at it on my
She's like, I wear it every single day.
Every single day.
Just keep looking down at it every single day.
I love what you said about use this the way you would a tennis bracelet, layered next to a watch.
So much better than a tennis bracelet.
I love that next to a watch.
I break tennis bracelets
so
too.
good.
I mean, this is going to stay.
As somebody who always, and probably, built a lot of my career here as the silver girl, that doesn't mean that I didn't wear gold. And I can tell you, when I would buy gold for myself, I saved for the designer piece because I always knew my expectation and what I would receive would be in line. That's why for years I would buy here or there a gold piece from perhaps Judith Ripka. When Robert Lee Morris was here, I would buy a piece of gold from Robert.
Last 4 dozen.
And so the same here is true, that now I'm on this side of the table talking to you as a representative for a brand. I can tell you that this level of designer feel and weight is going to meet your expectations for what you want that experience to be when you invest in designer jewelry. You'll do this once. I will not be back here trying to talk to you about the next bracelet and the next one and the next one.
Yeah.
This is the one. I don't know if we're going to do a lot more in 14 karat gold, but you asked for the good one bracelet, and that's what we've delivered.
It's perfection. There's very few of you who can experience it, though. So if this is something that you want or you need or you want to gift it, this is your chance to get this
as a gift,
before Stacy
right?
takes it.
Graduation,
As
graduation,
a gift.
wedding, gift from a new husband to his bride, just gold is forever.
After your first
Gold
baby, your first grandchild, all of those,
Forever.
all those reasons why. Extra small through extra large. Even this has a 30-day love it or return it guarantee and free exchanges on sizes. You will not be disappointed. Less than 3 dozen left to go.
Enjoy it, everybody.
Congratulations, those of you who have picked that one up. Hi, beautiful. It's like the word